Growing up, I always felt like it was so cool that I could call myself Jewish. Living in Carlsbad, California, you don't find too many other Jews, and because of that, the people I surrounded myself with luckily found it fascinating. What made me feel even cooler was the fact that I also got to celebrate a lot of traditional Christian holidays like Easter and Christmas. And although I describe my religious identity as Jewish, me and my direct family only started celebrating Shabbat and more Jewish holidays once me and my brother were bar and bat mitzvahed. You see, my mother is the Jewish one and my father is the Christian one, but funny enough, my mother also grew up celebrating both Christian and Jewish holidays.
Not formally raised Jewish. I didn't have a bat mitzvah. But we always knew that we came from that kind of a background. So when I would meet people that were Jewish, they were more fully Jewish. They had a they had more background, and so it was a little confusing, honestly. I didn't quite fit in either completely, at least when I was younger.
On my mom's side of the family, everyone was predominantly Jewish until the Holocaust tore apart their entire family. Unfortunately, my grandma's direct family and a few of her cousins were the only ones to make it out of Czech alive. After searching for a place to be safe all over Czech, Germany, and even Shanghai, my great-grandma, great-grandpa, and grandma made it to America after years of running from place to place. They desired to shed their Jewish identity because of all the negativity and pain that was associated with Judaism.
I think that there was a lot of mixed emotions about being Jewish, that it brought them a lot of comfort or faith.
The intersection of Christianity was brought into our family when my grandma married my grandpa. Even though my grandma had not been raised as a traditional Jewish woman, my grandpa's parents were livid at the fact that he was marrying even an ethnically Jewish woman. My great-grandparents on my grandpa's side of the family were not the most accepting of other cultures and traditions, therefore Judaism got even more displaced in my family. This left my mother unsure of how to identify her religion growing up because she was raised with both Jewish and Christian traditions. When my mother had me and my brother, she made a conscious decision to implement Judaism into our lives, because if not, our Jewish traditions would be lost forever in our family. Even my dad, who grew up Christian, has embraced these holidays and celebrated them with us.
I knew that it was going to be a beneficial process for you to learn more about your Judaism, to have to go through that training, to learn about the Torah, to learn Hebrew. And I felt like it was a way to pass the torch. It was a way for me to pass the torch on to the next generation in a more positive way. I felt like I had an opportunity to without the trauma, without the baggage of, I shouldn't call it baggage, but trauma of the war, to be able to present Judaism in a positive way, instead with tied with so much pain, which is the way it's been in previous generations. Yeah.
Now, I don't think there is anything wrong or bad that the majority of my mom's family has not continued to practice Judaism. In fact, I think it's so interesting that when multiple religions interact in the family dynamic, it seems, well, at least in my family, that the younger and younger generations take bits and pieces from each religion and ultimately get a salad bar of spirituality. Personally, the Christian traditions of Christmas or Easter have always represented a time of family gathering, but have been less meaningful than Jewish traditions. Now, don't get me wrong, I love racing my brother to get the most eggs on Easter, but generations of my family have greatly suffered for me to be able to proudly display and celebrate my Jewish traditions with other Jewish and non-Jewish people. Although I still eat pork and I don't celebrate Shabbat every Friday, I have taken pride in introducing others to Jewish traditions and holidays in a way that demonstrates messages that one of any religious background could take away, because In every holiday, celebration, and tradition, there is something to be learned that can positively impact your life. While I have always celebrated Christian holidays, over time I have implemented more Jewish traditions and learned more about my culture because, well, I think it's natural for one's religious beliefs to morph and change as you go through different life events and experiences.